Hello everyone and welcome to NetWiz YouTube channel. Today I'm going to give you a very quick and basic overview of Ansible. To start with, I want to tell you what Ansible is. Ansible is a configuration management platform. Surely you know that already. It's written in Python, it runs only on Linux, it is vendor agnostic and agentless. One of the very important and very good features of Ansible is that it is idempotent. Well, for those of you who don't know, idempotency is a quality of configuration management system. That means that this system would not perform the same change twice, or if the change has already been made, it doesn't perform it. So to give you an example, if you've got, let's say, a router and you need to configure an interface on it, and you run a playbook that has the task to configure that interface. Now, if that interface has already been configured, either by earlier run of Ansible or by any other means, let's say, for example, somebody logged into the router and configured this interface manually, then Ansible first checks whether this configuration already present in the configuration of the device, and if it is, it doesn't attempt to do it twice, which is very good, and we'll see why it is important. And there are some quirks that come with it, which you need to be aware of, which I'm definitely going to show you later. And it uses YAML. YAML stands for yet another markup language, and this is a language in which Ansible playbooks and plays are written. This is not a programming language as such. Three most important Ansible components, or its building blocks, that you need to be familiar with are inventory, playbooks, and modules. Let's have a look at each of them in a bit more detail. So inventory is a list of devices and groups which you are going to work with. So these are the devices and systems that you are going to be managing configurations with using Ansible. It is written in the configuration file format, so it's basically just a text file. It's not written in YAML, and by default it is usually empty. Playbooks are collections of structured variables. This is the bit that is written in YAML, and it's written by the actual user, the one who uses Ansible. And very important to remember that playbooks are not an executable code as such. I mean, many people make that mistake of drawing a direct parallel between script and Ansible playbooks, saying they essentially the same thing, but this is not correct. Very important distinction is script itself is an executable code unit, whereas playbook is not an executable unit. It is the set of data that is fed into the executable code unit to get the desired result, the resulting configuration. So bear in mind, it is not executable. Modules, Ansible modules, are the actual executable code units. They are interpreted because they are written in Python, so they're not binary files, although you can execute them individually. But they are not compiled, they are interpreted. And they are the scripts designed to manipulate configurations on different systems. And how it all bolts together, this is a very, very quick and very crude overview of how Ansible actually works. So you've got an Ansible master process that you execute, and you feed your playbook, which is a list of plays. We'll talk about this later. So play will have different tasks which are to be processed by different Ansible modules. So each task is fed into its corresponding module. Processes this information that it receives from the task, that YAML code that you feed into it, and it spits out the resulting config, which is then either applied directly to a managed system or device, or it can be also stored as a file. And at the end of it, some useful links. If you want to go to docs.ansible.com, this is a very, very good documentation site for all the Ansible commands, modules, and everything related to Ansible. The GitHub repository of Ansible, if you want to look at the actual source code of Ansible, it is all there. And finally, Ansible.com overview how Ansible works. It is a very good article for beginners in Ansible. If you want a bit more details about how it all works beyond this very, very basic explanation of mine. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.